That moment where you change your entire plan on the spot. Back in April, IDW started a new series of MLP comics titled Legends of Magic, taking the place of the previous side series, Friends Forever. 4 issues of the series have been released so far, and my original intention was to tackle this video in a manner similar to the monthly season roundups. But after reading these first 4 issues and coming across some interesting articles regarding what the writers have planned, I think the better approach would be to give my general impressions overall and then talk about said plans. So I can't in good conscience call this a proper review, hence why this is a Sketchy Talks video. Each issue begins with Sunburst reading through an archive of legends recounted by Starswirl the Bearded. This serves as the framing device for the series, and each comic showcases a different legend. Issue number 1 shows a glimpse of Starswirl's time as Celestia and Luna's mentor. Issue number 2 tells the story of Rockhoof, known for his tremendous physical feats. Issue number 3 features a unicorn named Windmane who sacrificed her beauty for the sake of a friend and played a role in the construction of Canterlot Castle. And issue number 4 showcases Flash Magnus, and the origins of how Pegasi and Griffin started to get along. To be frank, across the 4 comics, the only complaint I have, which is only present in issues 1 and 3, is with Celestia's portrayal as the bratty older sister, and it's the symptom of a bigger problem that's been present in both the show and the comics. Both mediums tend to bend over backwards to push the sympathetic angle of Luna's character and make the audience feel sorry for her when they really don't have to try that hard. Despite her being a naturally sympathetic character already, MLP still feels the need to go out of its way to say, look at how sad Luna is, guys. See how lonely she felt back then? See how lonely she feels now? Don't you feel sorry for her? This aggressive push for sympathy led to Nightmare Moon being brought up in almost every story involving Luna as a main character. Before, this problem was only confined to Luna herself, but now this need to milk the sympathy card is affecting Celestia, as they're making her character more malicious for the sake of making Luna more sympathetic. I can see the intention here, as they wanted to show why Luna felt so inferior to Celestia in the first place, but they played it up too much. Celestia didn't need to be that much of a bitch to get the point across. Hell, she didn't even need to be a bitch at all, since Luna's insecurities that led to her becoming Nightmare Moon could have come from her own self-doubt and how her future subjects would perceive her. But again, that negative aspect is only present in the first issue and some of the third. With each issue of Legends, it became increasingly evident what this series was trying to do. Set up a group of ponies whose qualities resemble the main 6 in some way, with the possibility of said ponies teaming up in a later issue. And that's where one of the aforementioned news articles comes in. The synopsis of issue number 7 mentions the main heroes of the first 6 issues coming together to battle an unstoppable evil. This article also mentions that it will tie into the season 7 finale, which leads to the next news article. And from here on, we're going to be going into some spoilerish waters, so for the sticklers that don't like hearing episode synopses, continue at your own risk. So, on top of the synopsis for issue number 7, it was also revealed that the heroes of Legends of Magic will be appearing in an episode of the show, where the CMC will have their big sisters tell them some campfire stories. And a promo for the second half of season 7 pretty much confirmed this. From the way things are being built up, it's looking like this unstoppable evil that will be in issue number 7 of Legends could very well be the mysterious villain mentioned in the From the Shadows arc, another comic arc that was said to tie into season 7. When Legends of Magic was announced, it was said that the comic writers were working more closely with the show writers when developing the series, and it looks like we're about to see the results of that very soon. Now, my main worry with all this is the same worry I mentioned in my From the Shadows review. While it's great to have the comics give some context to events in the show, I wouldn't want them to be required reading. What I hope will happen is that whatever season 7 does with these characters and its finale will be a complete story that can be enjoyed on its own, then have the comics be there for the people that are interested in learning a little bit more. To give an example, it would be like the Journal of the Two Sisters. It's not required to get the gist of Celestia and Luna as characters, and you won't miss anything if you never read it, but for the folks that want to, it's there. So with all that said, I think that when it comes to reviewing the series, it's best to wait until this first arc ends with issue number 7, and then review it as a whole. as I cannot review an incomplete story, which is why I've always done the multi-part arcs after all the parts have been released, so you can stop asking me about the movie prequels. Once we get to issue number 8 of Legends of Magic, we'll be getting a different artist and potentially a different writer from that issue onwards. There haven't been any details to what those issues will be about, so when it comes to what I'll do after I review this first arc, I'll just have to wait and see. Until then, I'm looking forward to how all this will pay off, and I hope you guys are too. Do you think this ambitious plan will pay off? Swarm that comment section below or bug me on social media, and consider supporting me through Patreon or PayPal art commissions. Until next time, keep it sketchy, folks.